Welcome, and welcome to this beautiful place of nature, which just seemed like the perfect setting for us. And we do have an honored guest today. If you did not notice, who's behind me? We all loved him so much. And I don't want to put that in past tense. We're just loving him. I find that he's around more in my neighborhood than even before he left.
Anado and I had a connection which I think might have been different from many people. As a gay man and an artist, we used to connect on different levels. And we used to hang out in his workshop and just do stuff together. You know, he'd be putting beads together and we'd just talk and just as artist to artist. That was a really meaningful time for me. And I think for him too.
And he gave me a sense of inclusiveness. When you went out to dinner or lunch with Anado, you didn't go alone. You thought you were going to go alone with him. He brought at least 10 or 15 people with him. He always included everybody. There was no such thing as this one can't come or this one can't come. With Anado, all are welcome. It was a come again, please come again. And that was inspiring, sometimes annoying, but inspiring that he always had something to say to somebody, even if he never saw them.
His work was his. But I saw his relationship to Rauschenberg and to the Dadists, and some of these painters I had known many years ago, and it all felt really familiar to me, nothing odd.
But Anado blossomed to his fullest ability. And I have to acknowledge Richard for being there, helping him do that, because Richard stayed in the background, but I'm sure he was really a partner, complete equal partner, helping Anado.
And what I saw with Anado, he opened more in the 70s than I think he probably anybody I can think of. And I flattered him a bit. I said, you know, Patti Smith and like, oh yeah, like me and Patti Smith. But I hope I continue to remember that, of the possibilities of not only creating, but also loving and being present, which he did so beautifully up until the end. So
nothing impinged on Anado. He was wild. To me, he was my wild man. He, when I would get a little too sedate, a little too stuffy, he would goose me or tickle me, either literally or figuratively, and get me out of myself and get me reminded. He was kind of a reminder of the wildness that I so love inside myself, that he exhibited all the time.
And what I loved about him is that he was so unapologetically himself. And I just felt like he was so courageous. And for him, it wasn't courageous. It was just kind of who he was. But to me, it just was I just saw him as such a courageous, beautiful man.
Richard sent me this. I didn't know Anado had written this. It's called Letting Go. And he wrote this fairly recently. I must admit that letting go is the most difficult of intentions that I face in this life. I guess in my small vessel of knowledge that death is the ultimate teacher. It is the door we must all pass through when we let go of our challenging minds and bodies. Well, I finally learned something at that passageway. I am reminded over and over of metta. It is scrawled near the entrance of my own personal doorway that I will tread through one day. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings know their true nature. I believe Anado did.
Fly. touch the sky.